listening to Let's Go JoJo, the weekly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast from Dynamite in the Brain and the Secret of the Sailor Madness. On today's show, we have Anthony Askew.
Hello.
Dwayne Maloney.
Hello.
Niall Flanagan.
Hello.
And me, Brian Smith. Hello. This week's episode, Justice Part 1.
Oh, what happened to the deep voice?
I can't do it at the moment. If I do it, I'm going to start coughing, unfortunately.
That's fair. Okay.
But first, the week in JoJo's news. The main bit of JoJo's news, which I spotted 6 hours before we record this podcast, is that JoJo's is coming to digital. As had been sort of discussed, I think, around the start of the year. Viz are releasing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, new volumes every week, beginning today.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to get it in the UK, though. It's not showing up on Kindle or Nook. And when I click the link, it just sends me to the weekly Shonen Jump thing instead.
Oh, it's annoying.
So
They plan on doing a new volume each week.
yes.
Oh, I've got to get my hands on that.
Yeah. I looked on the Nook, but all I got was other things with JoJo's in the title. Like JoJo's Easter Adventure, which was apparently about an elephant.
Does the elephant have stand powers?
I don't know. I didn't look at the description. It just looked like a happy elephant on the cover. I think wearing a dress. Okay. And then in September, they're releasing Phantom Blood, and then that'll be in print in February next year.
Yeah.
And then in March next year, Battle Tendency will premiere digitally.
Mm-hmm. And just putting them out and like omnibus volumes as well, so you get a good big chunk of JoJo. We got like 3 for Phantom Blood and 4 for Battle Tendency.
Yes, I'm wondering if they'll be taken from those things I can't remember the name of that we discussed a while ago. The reprints, the Japanese big reprints they do.
Right,
Yes.
the edited ones, yeah?
Yeah.
And they want to do the JoJonium art book as well.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
To be cool to have.
So all JoJo's all the time. So that's the manga news. Then in video games news, the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle Prestige Edition is available. Which comes with, obviously, All-Star Battle, as before, but with Campaign Mode Data 1, Campaign Mode Data 2, no idea what they are, an Arcade Mode, and all the DLC characters.
And how much is that going for?
I did not look at a price because I wasn't going to buy it. I'm going to hazard a guess, 50 quid seems like what it would likely be.
Yeah. It's probably worth it because DLC tends to be pretty expensive, so...
Yeah,
It's got
that's just
all
a
the
guess.
characters.
I don't know whether...
Yeah.
Let me type it.
No, I'm gonna hold it to you
Gonna
now.
hold me to it.
Yep.
That's what I'm
50
doing.
quid, everyone.
50 quid from me. £54.99 apparently.
Not a bad guess.
Then on the JoJo's merchandise front, there is a Reaper 13 and Manish Boy statue in September.
I know what one of those is.
It's it's the stand of it, and Reaper 13 is the stand of Manish Boy.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So they all,
I see. Okay.
they all come as a nice unit. And then in action figures, there is Kira Yoshikage from Part 4.
This is like the 50th version of that character, I feel like.
Quite.
But I guess when you're the big bad guy in Part 4, you're
Yeah,
gonna get a lot
and
of
also,
action, yeah.
and also that you have numerous appearances. Your appearance changes during the story. It's an excuse for extra figures, though this one does have alternate heads, so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can give him a different haircut. And that's the JoJo's news that I've got. Anybody else got any JoJo's news? Have you unlocked that last character on your running sideways game, Dwayne?
No, I've got the chance to play it, being in England as I am. But yeah, that game, it's well addictive. They get more expensive as they go up. I think we got Bonner at first, even though he was further down the line, because you gotta have like a cat with really tall hair. That's great.
Yeah, I like how the at least the humanoids, the humanish stands are also cats.
Yeah.
But Magician Red is still a bird.
Yeah. Well, that's the point.
Okay, then that's this week's JoJo's news. So on to this week's episode, Justice Part 1. And Dwayne, it's your turn to do the brief synopsis of the episode.
False. Okay.
Why is everyone so anti-synopsis?
Great.
It's like, oh no, I'm panicking.
I'm doing them.
Right, so the lads are still, I think they're still in India, or they're just have gone into Pakistan.
They're in Pakistan, just over the border.
Just over, because I wasn't sure if they made it there the last episode. And they finally gotten rid of Anne, and they're like, hey, we're trying to save JoJo's mother, so, you know, you probably have a mom and dad, so you should probably go live with them since you're a child. So she buggers off. And I'm not sure if JoJo actually said goodbye or just happened to be walking by as the plane was taking off. It's basically impossible to tell.
You need to make like a really cool goodbye where he's just walking down the airport runway, the heat haze shimmering over him, and is like, better late than never.
Yeah, so the lads are driving. Is it the same car, or did they get a new Jeep?
But they got a new Jeep because
it looks like they got a new one. It's not as banged up like.
No, I mean, they took Wheel of Fortune's, like, you know, old banger to go the rest of the way. So it must have got a new car, courtesy HP Wagon Foundation.
Or traded it in and made the difference up in money. But they're buggering off along down the mountain road to Pakistan, or further into Pakistan, and the fog kind of rolls in. So they come into this town, which is horribly, like, crazy foggy, and the people there are really weird. There's a lot of weird shit going on, like beetles on dudes' necks. People being very, very rude. And they ask some dude in the market, it's like, hey, do you know what's going on? And he's dead. So it turns into CSI JoJo for a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're trying to solve the murder of this random guy. And they're all pretty stupid. I mean, like JoJo comes across as pretty smart because he doesn't talk that much. So when he says something, it's generally like, I've been thinking about this for a little while now, but I haven't been saying anything. Whereas everyone else just says what they're thinking. So they seem stupider. There's a lot of weird shit in that town, but then a kindly old woman comes up to them and goes like, oh, you could stay at my hotel. And they're all like, oh, well, finally, decent person. And it's Enya.
Both are correct.
Yeah. And it's obviously Enya. We know well it's bloody Enya. That's not even close to disguise. And she's done the very slight disguise of wrapping up her hand and claiming she burned it. Because 2 right hands would be a dead giveaway, I suppose. But yeah, so they're staying in the hotel, and creepiness kind of slightly subsiding, and Hall Horse comes in and gets his ass handed to him by Enya for being a coward, as he tends to get his ass handed to him all the time. And it kind of leaves it on the cliffhanger of Enya having to hide Hall Horse's body, presumably before Ponera finds her.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So the only other thing you missed was that Joestar went clothes shopping.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, that was a great scene.
Actually answering our concerns on the previous episode.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
I remember that part distinctly when reading it. It's like, when it's just making the point, how weird you get a Japanese school uniform tearing Mayview all the way in Pakistan. even the chain hanging off the side. It's like,
well, that's a very
100%
specialist
wool
thing.
as well, so that'd be too hot.
That's fun cashmere, pure cashmere out there.
Now, as far as I understand it, they have actually fantastic tailors in India and Pakistan, but did they have to get that chain made in like blacksmiths or something? Because that thing is big.
The chain wouldn't have burnt up.
I suppose.
They could have used that from the old.
Retrieved it. The Ponderef is clearly the only one we're trying to say. Let him drive the Jeep again as
Why?
well.
Stop letting him drive. I guess he's the only one with a license.
Yeah. And nothing happened this time. No car-related fatalities, so we're good.
He did make a mention of it's like, yeah, it's getting pretty foggy. It's pretty dangerous on this road, and he never slowed down at any stage.
He got faster. Got to drive through even quicker.
Oh, the reason I was saying JoJo seems smart, but is actually dumb. It's like, is that a dead dog stabbed on a pole? And Joseph kind of goes like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Nothing." If you see something weird, tell some other people because it's probably a stand. That should be just common sense at this stage.
Well, JoJo doesn't know. It's like, oh, maybe it's just some kind of local custom where they impale dogs on the spikes.
But he didn't mention later on when he saw the same dog walking around.
This is kind of weird.
Get your shit together, man. Tell people when you see something weird.
Yeah.
I like Polaref's concern for toiletry and hygiene.
Yeah, he's going to have the worst.
That's his biggest concern.
He's going to have some mental complex that he
did have a pig's head.
Yeah.
Come on,
sick of these weird toilets. Also, often getting attacked in the bathroom and having also bathroom related trauma occur to him.
Am I right in thinking France had really bad sanitary stuff like that? Maybe not pigs in holes, but I'm sure French water is not drinkable or anything.
They have bidets.
You must be used to it.
That, I really don't know anything specifically French toilet related.
I'm going to assume. Make a terrible generalization to France and their toiletries. Their eau de toilettes.
Yeah, it's fine. And you're totally right, Jane. Just go totally CSI JoJo for a while while they're examining the corpse in the street. It's like Joseph is just crouching down. He's got the pen out, just lifting things up.
Without touching stuff, even though he's wearing gloves.
Yeah. It's like, this is a traveller. He has bus tickets. He's from India. He's got some Indian money on him. And this wound. How did this wound get here? It's gun. It's been smoking. It's been fired recently. It's just trying to put all his clues together and solve the mystery.
5 minutes ago. Yeah. It's asking random locals, like that woman with the horrible boils on her face.
Oh, yeah.
That was super gross. I did not want to see that.
I thought she must have been possessed of some sort because she wasn't helping them at all.
Yeah. Also, it looked like when Kakuyama was talking to her, it looked like he was about to cry, and I do not blame him. That was fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's like, the horror movie films, well, you have the fog for a start, yeah. But it's also like any number of you're stranded in a weird remote town, or everything acting right, and probably ought to get to, just so many films you can name there.
I like Polnareff's reaction. It's like Swiss cheese from a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
He's French. Would he not know that it's just Swiss cheese?
Just cultural touchstone as Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, he likes his references and nods to...
He is an idiot.
Yeah, that's true.
He definitely is.
He must be insufferable on the long journeys now. He's just going on about Tom and Jerry. That's the only thing he's seen, and he knows. And saying, "Oh God, go to the cinema every once in a while, Connor, for fuck's sake." Read a book, will you?
But
if he was in modern day, he'd constantly be referencing horrible memes and stuff.
Okay.
The best Polnareff moment though is him flirting with Enya.
That is amazing.
If it's female who's got a pulse, he'll have a go at her.
Well, he's also probably looking for a bargain at the hotel. It's like, if I butter her up, she should make it a pretty good stay for us.
And he's just being nice to an old lady.
Yeah, that too. It's like, what? You barely look a day over 40. Her sides of going like, you're adorable. And it's like, I want to fucking murder you and cut off your balls. And it's just, those were wonderful.
She is the best thing in this episode.
And she makes him so excited when she's like, there was a 007 film shot here and John Lennon came. Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
That got me searching around, this one film made in Pakistan, and it wasn't one made 20 years ago, when she was saying, but it was one that came out in A7 or A9 even, and it was The Living Daylights. So,
okay.
At time of writing, there was a Jason Bourne film set in Pakistan.
Maybe you just knew.
Yeah, and then he wants to give her his autograph because he.
Paul Naref.
That was a really forced pun, Paul Naref.
So, it was torturous, but it was pretty good.
No, I'm sad Hull Horse could potentially be gone. I mean, is he dead? Actually, no, I don't want to know. I presume so. I know it's not 100% certain. Is it?
Okay, the whole thing of I really love that whole scene where it's like, oh, did you come to avenge your friend? It's like, yeah, I guess we were friends. And then she kind of has him go into a thing. It's like, yeah, I'm here to kill those bastards who killed my best friend in the whole world. That was pretty great. Just as a setup to stab him in the arm with a scissors.
The animation of her stabbing him in the arm is just.
She was really wiggling it around. That was really good.
So much glee. She's like a little girl in a sweet shop, just like, having had the time of her life, stabbing this guy in the arm.
Oh man, the contrast between her crazy faces and her making nice faces to the JoJo lads was pretty great.
No teeth at all on her head. And so ability to cry on cue is impressive. Both from a standpoint of like acting and how good it is, but also it's just so gross. You just like spontaneously get it to come out right, also out of her nose.
Yeah.
Like, she's even going, sob, were you very close to my son?
She could have been a great actress if she didn't have two right hands. Because there's not many roles that require two right hands.
But how many films do you focus on the hands?
I guess that's
There could be so many Hollywood greats that had two right hands.
She'll never be a hand model anyway.
Yeah, or she could claim to be two different hand models.
Well, I was thinking when one hand gets tired, she could just swap over the other one, so the same glove hand could be used in numerous takes and then swap it out.
Anthony,
Yes.
I'm now looking at bugeurope.com and it says here, France has perhaps the most interesting and varied public toilets in Europe, so that's probably what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I definitely knew there was something.
And if you look at toilet-guru.com, they have a page with many photos of different types of French toilets.
I was going to ask why they have so many web pages on toilets, but, internet, I guess.
Yes. Travellers, you want to know what you're going to get when you arrive.
See, I was right, to some degree. Well, no, not even to some degree, I was just right.
There's a difference between varied toilets and you thinking the water in France isn't safe to drink.
Well,
it was either very, very bad or very, very good. So I'm not sure which, so let's assume both.
Yeah. I'm just under the impression that everywhere that's not, I guess, the UK has iffy water. Every time I've travelled, it's been, I don't like the taste of that water. No, don't drink the water there. There is experience. There's method to the madness.
Just drink, just drink Coca-Cola all the time. I'd say maybe. Or beer, I don't know.
Again, on the kind of reveals of Enya's powers, when the guys all look up in the sky, and it's like, hey, doesn't that look a bit like a skull? And then I assume it's for our benefit, there's a skull with hands flying around and a justice card flying around. It's like, fucking hint.
The skull wearing a crown. It's
yeah.
Wow.
But to be fair, it is Polnareff who points that out.
Could be anything.
I imagine they've had to put up with him looking at clouds to say what they look like.
Hey, that one looks like a bunny rabbit. Yeah. It's like, yeah, of course it does, Polnareff, yeah.
That one looks like a lovely lady. Wouldn't you agree? God, I'm lovely. I do like the Justice Dan though as well. There's one of the kind of real cool looking ones. It's just a skull and it's got two distinct body hands floating around. It's wearing a crown. It's just so cool. I don't know.
And
it's pretty fresh.
I was thinking really hard, trying to think out which horror movie the Fog might be referencing.
That was The Fog?
Yes.
I was like, you just said it. I don't understand what the problem is. Skulls and fog. It's pretty much done.
Yeah. Joseph was pretty good in this, again, as usual. They're all great, but Joseph, has a good few moments here, like his tourist tips for Greek people in Middle Eastern countries.
Oh my god, That was really badly pronounced. And the kind of payoff for that of him, I can't actually say it, the Middle Eastern kind of standard greeting. And that dude just turned the sign as like, we're fucking closed.
Ouch.
Deadpan face. He was just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying.
Yeah. There's this little moment there when he's like, trying to get through to the guy, maybe being a bit obnoxious. He's going like, "Hello, is my main telephone?" But that's like how he's miming a rotary phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh, just little details, because of course.
He's old as fuck, of course, yeah.
Yeah. And of course his amazing trying to like hop over like into the Jeep, but wasn't a Jeep, it was actually like an iron fence, with deadly spikes in it. And it was probably the best animated part episode was him almost dying on those spikes.
I forgot about that bit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, sweet jump. Oh, shit.
Oh no!
Getting some alternate use out of Hermit Purple as a rope again, which is handy.
Yeah, I remember when it first started, I was like, oh, Hermit Purple's pretty rubbish, but it's pretty damn useful so far.
Yeah. It's great when they arrive in the hotel and go up to the room and they're like, well, first of all, it's Kakyo and like Cav like chopping the TV trying to get
karate chopping it.
And it's like, oh, it's broken. And it's like, damn, if it doesn't work for Cav, we can't use Hermit Purple to like spy in Dio again.
Oh dear. Yeah, maybe it's because he's a bit of an Egypt, but Hermit Purple seems very useful. It's just maybe he just hadn't figured out how to use it yet.
Well, his real power is his amazing cunning, I think.
Yeah.
And although this doesn't get a lot of use, but the old Hamon gets pulled out every once in a while. Just goes to see.
Yeah, he seemed to be charging it through Hermit Purple there to grab the thing. I'm not sure what good that would have done. Maybe it's just a reaction. Because Hermit Purple doesn't generally have electricity kind of coming out of it.
Yeah, it's just a reflex these days,
yeah.
That's it. Maybe tapping into the same part of the brain, to use it.
But yeah, not much else to say, I think.
No, I hope it's going to be a big build-up for next week. I'm expecting something hype. Let's hope Hull Horse is alive.
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to mention, I have noticed I wrote down, is Hull Horse's cigarette during his talking scene is just apparently stuck to his lip.
Yeah, that's right.
It's skillful.
One thing if he was holding it in his teeth or something, but yeah.
Yeah, he's just talking and they just animate the cigarette being stuck to his lip, which I suppose some smokers manage to do.
Oh yeah, I've seen it done.
Yeah.
I have seen it.
Just rarely see it actually in an animation.
It's his secondary stand power is able to hold cigarettes in his mouth at impossible angles.
Maybe he's got holes there. Oh. Actually, the thing with the holes, maybe we'll find out the next time. Is that painful or is it not? Because it looks incredibly painful.
I think it's painful when she's making the hole.
When she's stabbing you with a scissors. So sure, that hurts.
I think once it's using its puppetry, kind of it seems to be fine, just very freaky. And I imagine we'll find out next week what happens when the stand is no longer holding you.
Actually, that's the thing I meant to say. Why in fucking God's name would you teleport your gun into the hand that is under someone else's control?
Because you are an idiot.
He's right-handed.
I know,
he can't help it.
Oh my God, that guy.
She manages to get his hand quite far down his throat, and yet still haven't finished him off. But yeah, his other hand was able to pull it out, wasn't it? So yeah, you think maybe that's the only hand he can bring it, you can summon it into.
Poor guy.
But yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to summon a gun halfway down your throat. That would suck.
I'm going to see all those like villagers as well. It's going to be because they lay siege to the hotel with torches and pitchforks.
Could be a bit of a zombie on. Yeah. Oh, should be good.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's from like set up the house of cards and they're going to like bring it all down in the next episode. not that this wasn't entertaining in its own right.
Oh yeah, I mean, like it was mostly just kind of freaky weirdness and gross out stuff, and also some really funny bits.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting like a little bit kind of sad that soon there won't be any more Enya in this show. And it's like, oh, she's like great. We've been seeing her mad ravings for the last couple of weeks now, just beating up cats and stuff.
That's total spoilers, dude. What if Enya joins them?
Strange, Jedi.
Yeah, she doesn't have the prerequisite of being a really muscly dude.
Yeah, we'll have to have real life Enya to go to for our weirdness on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I was looking up the actress again, and she's almost 70 years old. So.
Really?
Oh, very exact.
She has been doing voice acting for a long time.
Yeah. She played a lot of old ladies.
Yes, yeah.
Wait,
even when she was younger.
For her whole career, yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's
typecast.
Now she's at a plum role playing the world's granny, and because now that Betty White has passed away, we have to look to Enya to be our new granny.
Not exactly someone you'd invite to dinner, though.
Has Betty White passed away? I thought she was still alive. Is that breaking news?
That's like fun a few months old, man.
No, she's still alive. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Don't do these kind of things.
Oh, I was scared there for a sec.
Really?
Yes.
There's an article like a day ago. After 75 years of working, Betty White just can't say no.
Unless Niall's privy to information we don't know about.
Yeah. She's confessing to a crime.
She's come back from the dead.
She's being puppeted around by fog.
Oh no.
That would be horrible.
Maybe someone pulled the wool over my eyes. I'm guessing they have. I was told that by a friend. I was like, oh, Betty White died. I'm like, oh shit. Because I didn't hear from the internet, and they didn't hear from the internet, so I thought, oh god, obviously, maybe there is some substance to this.
Mind you, I did convince Greg once that Patrick Stewart had died. I woke
Why
up in the
would
middle of the
you
night pretending to look at my phone and say, oh, Patrick Stewart's died, and then lay back over as if I went back to sleep and I see him jump out of bed in a hotel. Yeah, it's a good joke to play on someone. Pretend someone lovable has died. That's a celebrity, of course.
Or
That's
people
very
who are lovable as well.
Yeah,
I'm
anyone who would care about it.
I can't remember which festival it was. It was Metallica were playing, but for some reason Lars Ulrich wasn't going to be. They'd had to get a fill-in drummer, and so he was going around the festival telling people that Lars Ulrich had died.
What a legend.
Okay, well, I'm happy now. Okay, she's still alive. So, that good news made this podcast entirely worth it.
Splash out and get her to do the dub voice for Enya.
Oh my god, that would be great.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I imagine because whoever's dubbing it cannot afford real actors.
Real actors.
Ouch.
Hey, you on the street.
Well, last time I looked, when you're dubbing something which is already, when it's not the original soundtrack of a cartoon, the minimum you pay is lower than if you were doing the original dub. That's why co-productions like Afro Samurai or IGPX have got bigger name dub actors on them because they're having to pay the same minimum rate you would for a Futurama episode or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas the rate's lower on something like this, and obviously people are close to $1, so they're not going to pay out more money than they have to. If they're even using union actors.
Yeah.
And then that's why you have all the same guys showing up in pretty much every anime dub ever because they got work 5 gigs to just pay the bills.
And that's the way it goes. So, when's this dub running on Crunchyroll? Let me have a look.
Oh, I dread to think.
I think it's this weekend after they show it at Anime Expo.
If straight up choice, who would you get to do the Joestars? Because I want to get someone English in, or at least someone who can do a good English accent.
How big of an actor are we talking here?
Well, unfortunately, we already know that it's not anyone big.
I know. Ideal world.
I'm trying to think. An ideal world. Trying to think. Yeah, you'd ideally want somebody British for Joseph, wouldn't you?
Mm.
Patrick Stewart, or...
As old Joseph, is it?
Yeah.
Let's know. Richard Epcar is Joseph Joestar.
Yeah, and Matt Mercer's
He's not.
Joe Taro.
Yes, yeah.
Matt Mercer's Joestar. Oh my god.
Thanks for listening to last week's episode, Anthony.
I just started a new job. I've had a busy week.
Patrick Seitz. Who the hell is that? Cause he's Dio. Who the hell is that? Patrick Seitz. What do you've been in? I'm not seeing anything really standing out here.
Yeah.
You've ruined my weekend. That's mean.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll, July the 5th till midnight, July the 6th. So,
Okay.
over the weekend.
Sweet.
The only thing that I would definitely know I've seen this Patrick Seitz guy from is you've played the voice of Armor Anderson in a Mass Effect, like that anime thing.
I was going to say everything he's cast as I've only seen the Japanese version of, so.
Right.
He's Pippin in Berserk, the Golden Age movies. He's going to be Gamagori in the Kill la Kill dub.
Well, he was JP in Redline.
Oh.
Although I never watched it by that, so.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, have I seen the... No, I can't have seen the dub. Yeah, I went...
I feel like I've seen the dub a bit, but yeah, I tend to stick with the Japanese.
I think I watched it on the trailer that was released on YouTube for the
That
dub.
might have been it, yeah.
Yeah. But Matt Mercer's Jotaro? That's not right. I'm sorry, Matt Mercer, can we get a soundbite of him?
I was going to say, I've been to multiple cons where he's been a guest, and I have no idea what he sounds like. Or
He doesn't sound like Jotaro.
But-
I've spoke to the guy.
he may have a range. Oh, well, I have heard his voice because he's he was Tony Stark on Rise of the Technoborg.
Exactly. When you heard that voice, did you think, Jotaro Kujo?
I only know him as being Fei Long in Street Fighter 4, and that's it. And the only time I hear him is like when he loses, he's like, "I lost."
Yeah, that's what he sounds. Yeah,
that's my only
in good grief.
Only reference for how he sounds is just him screaming, "I lost!" as he gets knocked out.
And I really hope they leave it as good grief. That would be great.
Yada.
He's Levi in the Attack on Titan.
I knew that. Yeah, I knew that as well. That's
getting all the big roles.
Why not get is it Steve Blum who does Spike Spiegel? Why not get the Spike Spiegel guy to do Jotaro?
It wouldn't fit, man.
It's really deep for a 16-year-old, isn't
it? I don't. What have you heard? I don't care. Right. This could go on for too long.
Keith David as Jotaro.
I'll back that. That's fine.
Good grief, motherfucker.
There's loads of good people. That's the voice of Bender. Bloody, what's he?
Good grief, God.
Well, yeah, you could just cast, you do the Adventure Time, you could have him as Joseph and the kid who plays Finn as Jotaro.
Imagine.
Because he must be almost 17 himself now. So.
I
was going to say,
if you listen to this, Matt, I'm sorry. Congrats.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
He might be.
He might be.
I wonder what people think.
I'll stick his name in the tag, shall I?
Okay.
We're doing the vanity search. Just come off.
You listen all the way through. They haven't mentioned me yet.
I was going to say, let's just hope Brad Swale never vanity searched for that.
I
found that episode we talked about him on. Joestar, his Japanese voice actor's in his 30s. So.
Matt Mercer.
Is that what he sounds like? Like I said, I've not heard it.
Yeah, Mercer. I mean,
It sounds like one fancy fetish from Top Cat. More than anything. Good grief.
Matt Mercer.
Hey, Tasty.
Hey,
Good grief,
TC.
TC.
Hey, Joseph. Hey.
Hola.
Hey, Officer Hall Horse, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
If you YouTube Matt Mercer, you can hear some sounds. It wasn't meant to sound like that.
Him go,
In fact, he's doing a serious voice here, and I think it'll be fine, actually. It's serious.
Cheers. Flip
Oh my god.
I've turned. I've gone full
You've
snap.
already ruined his pride from the search, so you might as well compliment him.
I think that's a good place to
Yeah.
end this week's episode of Let's Go JoJo. So be back here next week for Justice Part 2. And in the meantime, check out our regular podcasts at secretofthesailormadness.blogspot.com and dynamiteinthebrain.com. Goodbye!
Although paintings on the tomb, I do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh, hey, oh, they're falling down like a domino. All the buzz are men by the now, they got the money on the bet. Go crocodiles, oh, hey, oh, snap the teeth on your cigarette. Born top with the hooky pop, say, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Walk like an Egyptian.